Today, all the first-year workers have been invited on a retreat. Some of the typical team-building exercises most companies do. They pick a different campground each year, and this year they chose an Imagineer camp. In essence, it combines quick thinking and leadership skills with engineering practices. We take the passport to the campground and get settled in. We go through a handful of courses designed to make us better workers and teammates. We end the day with some entertainment and dinner. After, we were given some time to enjoy the campground on our own. I stayed by the campfire with a handful of others. Someone started to tell a story. It was about an old case he had to work on. He started describing the anomaly, a small black rodent that moved around like a monkey. It had large eyes and a bright white smile. It was a prankster, would steal things, make traps for people to get them hurt and laugh at them, and sometimes even frame people for crimes. Some others joined in, sharing stories. I looked around and I spot a creature that looks exactly like what the guy described. We made eye contact, and it scurried away. I tried to mention it, but no one paid attention. Instead, I was asked what one of my worst cases were. I've had a lot of cases that have gone sideways, but I think my worst will always be the parasite that took Jackman. I regale them with my story. They all look at me intently as I tell them about it. About halfway through, when I talked about the giant thorny lizard, everybody began to panic. Some ran away immediately, others screamed or stared in shock. I was confused, but I turned around and was met with a traumatic sight. The giant thorny lizard was standing right behind me. I could tell it was the exact same one. Its patterns were identical. I did an autopsy on its body, and I remembered it vividly. We all scatter, and it begins chasing some of us. Some people begin shooting at it, or throwing sticks with fire at it. This commotion eventually woke up the higher-ups. Lois came by and stopped me from running. I explained the situation to her, but she just looks confused. I look back and there's no lizard to be seen. After some time, we all meet back up at the campfire with Lois. I offer to try out another story to show Lois what happened. I used my sun sprite story, as they wouldn't be able to do anything at this time of night. As I tell my story, sun sprites begin to appear around the campfire. I finish my story, and after about 15 minutes, the sun sprites disappear. Lois makes some notes and sends everyone to bed. The next morning, we are told the retreat is being postponed. Apparently, Mar intends to purchase the campground and use it as a training spot for new recruits. This anomaly would allow them to give lifelike training. I take the passport back and return to my office. Feel bad for anyone who has to go through that training.